I'll share with you something really amazing. Okay, pay attention. Before an actual fight, a boxing, MMA, UFC, or even slap fighting championship, okay, real combat sport. Before the actual fight, okay, there is called a weigh-in, ceremonial weigh-in, where they make the athlete stand, check the weight, and they scream, shout, whatever, and then they wait one side. Then the other opponent comes, checks his weight, and then they are asked to face off. Means they stand here, this guy will come and they'll look at each other's face and they'll hold their fist up, and that's called a face off. Now here's the funny thing, they're not fighting, they're just looking at each other. They've just checked their weight to make sure they qualify, and that is called the first or the final face off. Now the funny thing is, just for the face off, just for looking at each other's face, the audience members of the public, sometimes they literally come, they arrive at the venue, thousands of people check they come to see the live, face off. In fact, Conor McGregor and Floyd Mayweather, when they had the face off, or Conor McGregor he's a UFC fighter, versus Khabib, millions of people tuned in, and I'm one of them, to literally see that moment where one guy and another guy look at each other face to face. Millions of people. Now, here's a funny thing. They're not fighting. They're not doing anything. It's only checking the weight and looking at each other's face. So now the question is, why is it millions of people tune in just to see two people look at each other face to face? Why? Why do millions of people tune in? Why do thousands of people travel from so far just to be at the venue, just to see them? That is because, I don't know if you know, I'm pretty sure you do, but if you don't, it is because that moment, they say, you either won or lost a fight. It's more related to the psychology of winning. But here I'll tell you something which may be different. I have this tendency whereby even before the fight, even before the weigh-in, I literally check the documentary where, the camera follows you and shows how is your life, how are you with your family, how are you training. They call these embedded series or behind the scenes, or they call before the fight. They have this documentary, and there's a lot of intrigue. People want to know, how is he training? What is he doing? How is he with his family? And me, for one, I love watching these series. Now the question is, why do I watch it? And what is in it for you? The shocking bit is, sometimes what happens is, two guys, okay, there is always one guy who is nice and one guy who's not nice. Maybe one guy, because I see a lot of these Ultimate Fighting Championship live series, or I see documentaries, you'll find some fighters, like for example A and B. Okay, let's take A and B. Maybe A is a very good family man. He disciplines himself, does not smoke, does not drink, does not go out with girls. He's hardworking, his family loves him. He does a lot of good work for the community. Now, if it was a Hollywood movie, this guy, who's a nice guy, he's considered the hero. And then you have the other guy who smokes, drinks, goes with a lot of girls, goes to prostitutes, does all the bad things, and he's not a good person, okay? He has a jail record, he beats, harms, does all bad things. And he's covered with tattoos and he looks like a evil guy. Now, obviously that guy is a bad person. In Hollywood or movie terms, A is a good guy, family guy. B is a villainous character. But here's the funny thing. When they have the way in, they look at each other. Maybe the bad guy will push him or maybe scream at him, while the other guy will remain calm. But on the day of the fight, here's the funny thing. On the day of the fight, nobody knows. They can predict, but nobody knows for sure the outcome. Unless, of course, you are, really incredibly so amazing that they know for a fact. Like, for example, if, there are some fighters who, when they fight, by default, people know they'll win. Like, for example, Fedor in his days, you can Google search Fedor, MMA, or Mike Tyson. So by default, they would win. But what I've learned is, even if you're a good guy, even if you're a bad guy, even if you've dedicated your entire life to a discipline versus another guy who just started, nobody can predict who will win. It can be anyone's lucky day. Like, one fight was there, Kamaru Usman versus Leon Edwards. You can Google search this. Kamaru Usman versus Leon Edwards. Kamaru Usman is built like a Greek god. Amazing physique, perfect physique. He looks like one of those Marvel characters. Leon Edwards is a skinny guy. But Kamaru, everyone, including me, believed he would destroy this guy. And Leon was the skinny guy. And everyone knew he's going to lose. Everyone except him, that is. 5 rounds. All the 5, Kamaru, he dominated. Few seconds before the match would get over, the commentators, even if you have not watched it, the commentators themselves were saying, this guy is just fighting. He has lost the fight, and now he's just standing there just to feel proud that he stood toe to toe with the toughest guy, and he still was able to last. One of the commentators said one very powerful thing. His name is John Anik, and I have replayed this again and again. He said, I don't think this guy is cut from that cloth. Means, I don't think this is that guy who will just be happy with not winning. He is not a type of guy who just wants to participate. He wants to win. And the second he said that, the fighters can't hear what the commentators are saying. This is for the, feed, which is going, people are watching in their TVs. This guy, Leon, I think his left leg, he lifts it up to kick the champion. And the champion just goes to the same side where he's kicking and he knocks him out. He's knocked out. Imagine 5 rounds of 5 minutes each, 25 minutes. He was dominating. At the 24th minute and 30 seconds, just 30 more seconds, he gets knocked out and the other guy wins. And oh my goodness, that guy is so happy and is shouting and screaming, yeah, I told you, I'll win. Look at me now. Yeah, you should Google search that on YouTube. He's shouting and screaming in Leon Edwards' post-fight video. He's saying, look at me now, look at me now. So now the question is, is it luck that helps you succeed? Is it talent? Is it hard work? Is it belief in yourself? Is it all of the above, or you can or cannot decide whether you want to win or not? I really wish I had the answers for all this. I really wish I could tell you that, yeah, if you are a good guy, if you discipline yourself, if you work very, very hard, if you do everything right, you'll succeed. Then, there'll be people who will show me guys who do smoke, drink, do all rubbish, but they succeed. See, I've given you 2 sides. I can only share with you my opinion. And, my opinion can be wrong. It may not be a fact. I strongly believe you have to do your part. You have to do your bit. And you have to push yourself to the best, where you know deep down in your heart there's not an iota more left to give. There's not a single bit. If you have pushed yourself to such a limit where if someone tells you put one drop more, you'll say, are you mad? I have nothing left. Then that's enough. That is victory. See, winning and losing now is not in our hands. It's a sad thing to say, but I wish every guy who worked hard, every guy who was a good guy, who prayed to God, sorry, got a cough. Every guy who was a good human being would succeed in the end. But that's not how it works, you know. Sometimes, like I told you, this luck factor in this guy, Camaro, both of them are good guys. But this Leon Edwards character, he always had a hope that he would win. Nobody believed he would win, except his team. So there's always, like they say, the puncher's chance. You don't know when the wrong punch will come. And I think in history of combat sport, there have always been those moments where a guy you least expect, who nobody believed could win, wins. See, what I can tell you is, whether you want to be like, wait, let this motorcycle go. Too noisy. Well, he feels, his psychology is, I'm the fastest man alive. Okay. Alright, so what I was telling you is, see, you don't have to be like a brash, shouting, screaming, I'm the king of the world, like Muhammad Ali. You can, if it's your personality, but you don't have to. There are some people who like that. Like, I was one of them. I used to love to tell the world. In my younger days, I used to love to tell the world, I'm going to compete. When I used to take part in any competition, mostly public speaking, I used to let the world know, my group know. I used to intimidate the competitors. I used to play the psychological warfare. Arnold Schwarzenegger was very infamous for that. He used to go find out who's competing and take their mind away. Muhammad Ali used to do that. Muhammad Ali used to go to where his opponent is training, and shout and scream and tell him, I'm going to beat you, I'm going to defeat you. Even Conor McGregor. These are guys who are very loud, very brash. You can Google search their names, and you can study how they attack the person. Arnold Schwarzenegger, Conor McGregor, Muhammad Ali. Study how they used to do things. They would be loud and in your face. But then there are guys who are quiet. Like even Sugar Ray Leonard, who's a boxer, very loud, showing off. But then there are others who are very quiet, like Fedor. This guy, oh my goodness, you need to search and check his videos. Before a fight, you'd be just like this. Big guy, you'd just be like this. And even if you scream, shout, he'd just be like this. He would be like a quiet face. He wouldn't look up. He would just look down, and you think, what a nice guy. Yeah. But the minute he enters the fighting MMA cage, he's retired, by the way. He would destroy you, man. Like, just think like Brock Lesnar, who's a WWE superstar. When he used to take part also, he was very loud. But this guy is also a heavyweight. He was just the opposite. Like right now, there is a fight between John Jones, who's another heavyweight, versus Cyril Gane, who's a French guy, another heavyweight. John Jones is loud, and he badmouths his opponent. Cyril Gane is French. He's the current champion. He keeps quiet and he's respectful. So why am I sharing this with you is to tell you that, see, there is a psychology behind winners. And you need to have a psychology. You need to understand your psychology. Now, obviously, you'll say, hey, I'm not a fighter, man. I'm not a boxer. Yes, you are a fighter. You fight with life every day. You fight with your opponents. You fight with your critics. You fight with society. You fight with the religious ideas, societal expectations. And your psychology that you have, your mannerisms, your lifestyle, all will matter. Whether you smoke, don't smoke, drink, don't drink, have friends, don't have friends, secretly practice, don't practice, or practice too much or practice too less, have a professional coach or don't have a professional coach. All of it will add to your profile, add to your personality. Now the reality is, even if you do all this, there's no guaranteed success. Like for example, let's assume you do everything to get a particular job or to get the first rank. You do everything from the psychological part to the visualization to, sacrifice, fasting, everything you do. That doesn't mean you'll succeed. Seriously, it doesn't mean you'll succeed. There's no guarantees. That's why when anyone comes to me, I want to succeed in life, I want to get a job, I want to this, I want to that. I always tell them, see, listen, we'll do our best. Whether you'll win or not, it's like Olympics. Your coach will give you the best techniques, best everything. But in the end of the day, maybe the guy with superior genetics will win, like Usain Bolt. No matter how hard, no matter what any athlete would do, they could not outrun Usain Bolt here. Even for that case, Mike Tyson. So that does not mean you quit. Like I tell people, sometimes life is not just about the destination. It's, yes, we want to achieve that goal. 100%. You want to achieve, I want to achieve, we all want to achieve. But instead of just being obsessed and focused on the destination, focus on the journey. And not only be the best at it, best of your capacity. My capacity may be different from someone else's, or your capacity may be different from mine. Just have this, reflection or self-examination. Did I give my best? Was there anything left to give? And if you know deep down, heart of hearts, you have given every single bit and there's nothing more left, that's enough. Yes, we live in a society that only remembers the gold medalist or the winner or the number one. Like we know Neil Armstrong, first guy on the moon. We don't know the third guy on the moon. We know Usain Bolt, who got first place. We don't know the bronze medalist. We know champions like Muhammad Ali and Mike Tyson. Who's bothered about the guy who got defeated by them? So yeah, we do live in a society that only values champions and first place winners. But it doesn't matter what society thinks or what anyone thinks. What matters is what you think. Like I tell you, end of the day, self-satisfaction. And yes, if you can focus on these dogs, you keep chasing that other dog. If you can focus on yourself, being the best of who you are, and give yourself, you will, yes, it'll hurt when you don't win, but I'll tell you, you would feel proud looking back knowing that I gave everything I had. That's it. And you'll feel proud of yourself. I've had many failures in life, many. But when I look back, I'm like, I just smile. All the crazy stuff that I've done. So yeah, if I could conclude this video and leave you with one thing, it would be, check out these face-to-face videos. Try to predict who will win. And yes, if you can see the behind-the-scenes documentary, the insight that they offer you, the sacrifices, the things that these guys do, it'll make you just salute them. It'll make you respect them. It'll make you realize, man, people really, really put their heart, their soul, everything and they truly deserve our respect. Anyways, this is what I wanted to share with you. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Who's your favorite athlete, or if you have any tips on psychological warfare. In fact, if you're interested, I can tell you how I used to practice psychological warfare. I don't know if you'd be interested, but if you are, comment down below and I'll share with you some of my strategies. Alright? Good, bad, ugly, comment, let me know. No problem. Always read them. It's raining. And this is me signing off. Chal, you guys take care.